Hi there, this is Mark Ittleman, speech-language pathologist, and welcome to the teaching of talking. Now, this particular video this morning is going to have a very catchy title, and that title is Aphasia and Apraxia, the Freedom to Speak. Oh, isn't that wonderful? You know, the freedom to speak. For many with aphasia and apraxia, that freedom is taken from them, and they're unable to talk after a stroke, or if they have apraxia or aphasia, and people don't know what to do. The person with a stroke or aphasia is unable to communicate in words to their loved ones. They're unable to tell their loved ones what they want or what they need. Or if they're in a situation where they either want something or don't want something, they're unable quite often to express that. And so the freedom to speak is also what we call the freedom of expression. And if a person has lost the freedom to speak, or the freedom to talk, or the freedom to express themselves, then life can be a tumultuous experience. I mean, just think about it. Many of you who are listening to this video are either therapists or your caregivers or family members, and you're looking for information about aphasia and apraxia. And maybe you're tired of your loved one being at a family event and not being able to express themselves. Well, unfortunately, right now, not many families are getting together. Some are, but there are many who are not, and that makes matters even worse. Now, of course, we have Zoom, but you know, that never really completely satisfies the ability to talk or to communicate, because we can all remember times when we'd go to mom's house, or we'd go to dad's house, or we'd go to grandma's house, and gosh, the whole family would be there. The kids would be there, kids would play, the adults would talk. You know, it was just an amazing time. Now think about it, when an individual loses the ability to talk, their whole life gets turned upside down. And you know something? It is extremely important and vital that people with apraxia, people with aphasia, learn to talk again so that they can have the freedom to talk. Now that's why we wrote the teaching of talking. I wrote that so in the event that people could not get to a therapist, or that therapists were discharging them and saying they plateaued, I wrote that book so that matters could be taken into your own hands, that you could learn the methods and the techniques of aphasia therapy, and how to stimulate speech and language, how to get your loved one to talk again. And then we found out that we'd offer another wonderful thing, that we'd offer the teaching of talking to help those with aphasia on audible.com, which is a part of Amazon, where you can get the book on audio and be able to listen to it in your car or listen anywhere. And then we realized that the teaching of talking could also be put into a webinar with assignments and demonstrations by me with a subject, so that you could learn how to stimulate speech and language for those with aphasia. Now, after a while, what we learned was that there are lots of people out there who have had their speech curtailed by apraxia. And apraxia is almost as bad, maybe even worse than aphasia, because with apraxia, the people who have it can't make their tongue work right. They can't make their teeth work right, or their lips work right, or their throat work right, or sometimes even the voice work right. But you know something? There are methods to help people who have difficulty with the voice, people who have difficulty with apraxia, making sounds, struggling on sounds. Because when that happens, the freedom to talk is gone because nobody understands them, and what happens is they walk away. Well, we've developed a new book. We've developed a new webinar that'll be coming out soon for those who wish to learn methods that will help their loved ones with apraxia speak better. So let's make this period of time in our lives, let's make the freedom to talk one of the most important issues that we face today with our loved ones who have apraxia and aphasia. This is Mark Ittleman, speech-language pathologist. Below this video are a bunch of links. You can learn how to help your loved one obtain the freedom to talk with our products. One is the Teaching of Talking book. The other one is the Teaching of Talking Audible, the Teaching of Talking webinar program. That's for aphasia. And there's also a link to a free chapter of our new book on apraxia. And you can even order the new book on apraxia. So we've also got webinars coming up, so make sure you're on our mailing list, okay? So anyway, this is Mark Ittleman. Let's keep our freedoms. The people with apraxia and aphasia, they deserve for us to do everything possible to help them talk and have the freedom of talking once again. Bye-bye now.